This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, I'm troubled. How are you?
I'm good. What's troubling you?
Tom, you and I were just at the convenience store, Bodega, earlier. Not 10 minutes ago.
It wasn't 10 minutes ago. It was about 15.
Okay.
That's what you meant by not 10 minutes ago. More.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I was being accurate. And I don't own a cat, but I saw something that chilled me to the bone, Tom.
A cat at the bodega?
No.
Those are to keep the mice away.
Yeah, I know. There are cats in the basement of my building, my home, Tom.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And our...
you live in an apartment building, to be clear.
Tom, please don't talk about my personal life on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, there are cats in the basement, and our laundry is also in the basement. The laundry machines.
Right.
And when we're washing our clothes, our laundry is down there, but we don't
There's not like a chute leading from your apartment to the basement.
Right.
That you know of.
Not that well, there's a trash chute that leads from outside my apartment to the
I have the same situation. I recently think I did something real bad down there.
What'd you do?
I threw an old wonton soup down there.
That's fine.
Just without anything, though, it sounded like it made quite an impact.
Like it goes into a big dumpster thing.
Yeah,
or an incinerator.
but now it's a
or something.
wet dumpster.
Yeah, well.
That's what dumpsters are for,
They
I
don't
guess.
build dumpsters thinking this thing's never going to get wet.
I don't think they put out my dumpster, though. I think they, bag up all the garbage.
Yeah. I mean, you created a bad situation for a blue-collar worker, but what else is new, Tom? You don't respect people who do actual work. We've established this many times.
Don't get me started on the custodian in my building.
Yeah, I know. You hate him. You hate him and his terrible life, Tom.
No.
That you make bad.
He has a life of leisure.
Not after cleaning up your wonton soup out of the basement.
No, and that's why I felt bad.
Why
but
did you do it then? That's a messed up thing.
I wasn't. You told me it wasn't. You said it goes into a dumpster.
I mean, I don't think it was catastrophic. I don't think your building's gonna burn down. But there are consequences to your actions, and more often than not, you don't have to deal with them, Tom.
Yeah.
And you hate the people that do.
It was very old wonton soup. It was so old I didn't want to put it down the drain or put it in my trash because then it would have made everything stink, I think.
How old was this wonton soup?
Like a week and a half.
Well, why didn't you just put it in a plastic bag and then send it down the chute?
I don't have many plastic bags, Tim.
No,
I
like a garbage bag.
Is that not economically, ecologically sound to do that, Tim? More waste? Huh.
Well, why didn't you just put it in your garbage and then put your garbage out? That's what the garbage is for.
Because I had a new garbage bag.
Well, why didn't you just leave it wherever it was then
until
you
were
ready?
Fridge? It might have started smelling bad.
Well, Tom, you're just a selfish man. There are cats in the basement of my building. Whenever I go
cats
down,
in the basement and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man. Continue.
They startle me. I'm a little afraid of cats. Do you know this about me, Tom?
No, but it makes total sense.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're gonna scratch me. I'm afraid that they're gonna be rabid. And these basement cats were from the outside world, and they wandered in, and then some old lady, a very nice lady who lives in my building.
Your ex-wife.
You know what? I didn't want to mention that, but yeah, she lives. The part of the settlement is that we live on the same property.
Well, you have the downstairs of the duplex.
Yeah, and the spiral staircase. She's on the upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
But she's always so drunk off vodka
that
it's hard for her to get up the spiral staircase.
She has to go in through your door? She doesn't have another door on the floor upstairs?
It's all blocked by wine bottles. Try to open it.
On the inside or the outside?
The inside.
Oh, okay.
So you can't open the door in.
Right. Yeah.
It's dangerous. Sometimes I'll find her caught, somehow a couple of her limbs are caught in the railing of the spiral staircase.
She's trying to get
and she's
downstairs.
just passed out. It's sad.
Yeah, she's suspicious that you have a new wife, which you do.
I do.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, yeah, just because she's 50 years younger than me.
Yeah. Oh, you and your age-appropriate wife having a good time. Dancing to Chubby Checker records
That's
downstairs.
the first time you've referred to my 19-year-old wife as age-appropriate, Tom. Thank you very much.
She wasn't when you met her.
Yeah, well
It's
anyway.
a long courtship.
These cats, they scare me, and they kind of gross me out, and I'm afraid to do my laundry. That's the story. I'm sticking to it.
Is that why you have stink lines coming off you right now?
No, my wife does the laundry. Tom, we were in the bodega.
Yeah.
And I noticed there were essentially 3 types of cat food.
Yeah.
There was Friskies.
Tim.
There was
While this is going on, I was like, "Hey, what beer do you want?" And you're like, "Hold on a minute.
I don't want any beer. I wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, you were like, "Shh." Like, I'm concentrating. I'm looking at something here, and you're looking at the cat food.
Friskies is for cats.
Yeah.
There was a kitten mix or something for, I think, baby cats, kittens.
Kittens.
And
Probably
then
smaller, easier to digest pieces.
maybe. And then there was cat chow.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
What?
They're all made by Purina, the same brand. Which, all right, kitten chow or whatever, kitten flakes, whatever they're serving to those kittens. That's fine.
Right.
But Friskies and cat chow, I always thought were competitors. They're made by the same company. Man, there's no choice left in America. Corporate America is really just consolidated to the point where, hey, guess what? Buy your gruel from the same company. Meet the same boss, same as the old boss, right?
It's the new boss, not meet the same boss. Meet the same boss, same as the same boss.
Yeah, that's why we call them same.
I mean, what do you expect from a bodega?
Like
they don't have like a huge selection.
Name one other brand of cat food, Tom. See, they're all made by
you
Purina.
Said cat chow.
Yeah,
Which I didn't even know existed. I'm familiar with dog chow or puppy chow.
puppy chow. I don't think dog chow is a thing.
Well,
That's what you eat for dinner.
well, sometimes when it's difficult to make ends meet, yeah. Tim, sometimes I do eat dog
Try
chow.
eating the wonton soup in a reasonable amount of time.
You know what? I didn't really want the wonton soup. You know when you order Chinese food and they're like, yeah, you get a free thing.
Get the egg roll.
No, this particular place does not offer that. They offer that when you order $15 or more of food.
It costs $15 to get a free egg roll at this place?
Yeah.
You need to find a new restaurant, Tom.
But otherwise, if you order like a lunch or dinner meal, usually I order lunch meals and then put them in the fridge until dinner time. That's how I get one over on them.
Wow.
Until dinner time when I heat them up and they don't taste good at
The
all.
reheated rice is never a good idea.
It turns into plastic.
Yeah. Don't do it, Tom.
But Tim, it's so
yeah, you just
damn
want to pull one
affordable.
over, yeah.
But it's
And you don't tip the delivery man, right?
I always tip the delivery man.
But like, here's 8%.
No, not 8%.
You deserve to have less than me. A genius. You think you're so smart that everybody else should have less than you.
Well, I'm smart enough to order the lunch special on a discount and save it till dinner time. So
And then eat the rice that tastes like plastic and throw out the soup a week and a half later.
Well, because sometimes
Genius move, doctor.
they offer like a soda pop, or wonton soup, or a hot and spicy soup, or maybe like one other thing. But a lot of times, Tim, I'm pretty good with keeping myself satiated with soda.
Yeah, how many cans of soda do you drink a day?
Not that many. Maybe 3 or 4.
Wow, that's a lot, Tom.
Yeah. Well, and that's not including if I get a couple of fountain drinks.
All right.
Well, again, Tim, that's just being economical. If
But
I'm at a
why
place
wouldn't
with
you just
fountain
get a
drinks-
soda? That way the soda keeps. Why would you why would you order a soup that you
true.
don't want?
Yeah, the soda does keep.
Yeah. Keeps better than the rice.
You know what? Actually, a lot of times what I'll do is I will, knowing that soda keeps, I will order a regular Coca-Cola, which I do not buy 12 packs of Coca-Cola normally.
Why not? Is that just like a part of the Tom Reynolds code?
No, I'll get the zero, the lower calorie. In fact, so low it's non-existent calorie sodas.
Right.
But as a special treat, sometimes I'll have a regular soda.
Well, I think we solved your Chinese food problem, Tom. Now, to get to my Purina problem, what do we do? To burn down the Purina headquarters?
No, Tim, you don't.
And
You
all
don't
the
have
cats
it.
would starve. But it would make me less afraid to do my laundry. Man, maybe this is the right answer.
Well, you gotta make sure you gotta find out what those cats downstairs are eating first.
Yeah, probably fish. They're probably eating a whole fish and then
Are
pulling
you
out
finding
the
a lot of
bones.
fish bones, a lot of intact fish bones?
I mean, that's what I
downstairs?
know that stray cats are usually eating.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably just eating mice.
Yeah, you have a lot of mice in your building.
Not because these cats.
It's true. How many cats?
2.
There's a feral.
Oh, and then there were some kittens, but then they found the kittens dead in a storage unit.
Tim, look, people aren't tuning in to listen to you talk about dead kittens.
Yeah, I regret bringing that up.
They're tuning in because they want to get up to date
Yeah.
about the most important thing that's happened in our lifetimes, for sure.
What's that?
The Avengers.
Oh, yeah, the Infinity
War.
Right.
A war that's infinite.
So for the first time ever, we're talking about a movie before it comes out, and we're recording it before it comes out, and we're even releasing it before it comes out.
Usually
Normally,
we're not on top of this stuff.
yeah, so we're recording, talking about a movie we haven't seen,
Yeah.
but then it's released after everybody listening has seen the movie.
Right.
And then it's us speculating, and people are like, I just got home from that movie. You guys are idiots.
Yeah.
But now we have like 5 full days before somebody.
Before anybody realizes we're idiots.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The MCU
Yeah.
is a universe of films
Mm-hmm.
based on Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cinematic.
Yes.
So
Tim, are you getting paid by the minute? this week?
I'm trying to just explain things. And there's been a lot of movies. There's been, 75 Marvel movies?
I want to say 19, 21.
You're
Marika,
looking at
do you
Marika
know?
like she gives a shit or is
No,
even
she
listening
likes
to you.
these things.
Offhand, she does not
doesn't.
know.
Around 20. There's been around 20 Marvel movies
Okay.
at this point.
I've seen a couple of them.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Let's say I want to go see Infinity War. I don't.
Yeah.
I'll but let's
trick you
for
into
the
it at
for
some
the
point.
for the sake of this episode, which
Yeah.
we are contractually obligated to record.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I want to get all caught up.
Yes.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure out where we are in the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're the expert.
Yeah. I'm not an expert, but I've seen every movie at least once. Not
Yeah.
every movie
And
ever.
Also, Tom,
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if you realize this. This is all you ever talk about. Like here on this show, like you're forced to talk about other things sometimes, but not all that often. But like we're a part of a group of friends, most of whom do not care at all about or for these movies.
Tim, I
And
think
you
you're
still
unfairly
talk
trying
about
to
them
claim
all
that
the time.
our group of friends are jocks.
Yeah. We're all too busy playing rugby out on the rugby field
Wow. So you're
in our rugby shirts.
like English jocks?
Yeah. The
Wow.
toughest kind. Rugby jocks.
Why? They explain why a lot of you guys are missing teeth
Yeah.
and have like real bad scars.
And like those weird crew cuts that are also bowl cuts at the same time. How does that work?
I'm not familiar with a bowl crew cut. What
yeah,
do you mean?
it's what all these rugby guys are like. Oi! They're missing teeth.
Look
and
at
they
my
got-
haircut.
Yeah, and their heads are really big.
I think their heads are really big to fool other players into thinking they're rugby balls. It's a
But
distraction.
you don't want somebody grabbing your head.
Oi, get off my head, mate! It's my head. It's not a fucking rugby ball, huh?
They say fucking.
Fucking, is that the fucking rugby ball?
We can never go back to Scotland. Surprised we haven't gotten beaten up in Scotland.
You came close.
Did I?
Well, you were being...
oh, yeah, but that was not because of anything I said.
No, it was just because you fell in it with a bad crowd looking for a late-night Pizza Hut.
Mm-hmm. And I found it, but it was closed.
So where should we start with this? Should we go through the characters that are going to be in
I have
this movie?
some questions, but we should
Okay.
sprinkle in some of your insights.
All right.
But, okay. My first question... all right, here's where I'm coming from. You've seen all the movies, some of them multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about this in most of your conversations in everyday life, whether the person you're speaking to cares to talk about this or not. I've seen the most recent Spider-Man film.
Yeah. Spider-Man Homecoming.
And my one question from the Spider-Man film,
Mm-hmm.
how did Spider-Man get his powers? Right?
It's a mystery.
Yeah, nobody knows, right?
No, he has powers the same way that he always does. But for that particular movie, they were like, you know what? Everybody knows how he got his
I don't know. I was
powers.
confused the whole time.
Let's skip it. This is the third time we're rebooting him within like a decade.
Before that, I had seen Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1.
Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie, but it's also a mixtape. And before that, I saw Captain America: The Winter Soldier, starring Chris Pine.
Evans.
Hmm?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans and Bucky. And then before that, I saw Iron Man.
You didn't see Captain America: Civil War?
No.
You're not a big Civil War buff.
I mean, I am. I watched Ken Burns' documentary.
Different Civil War.
So that's where I'm at. So
okay.
I have some questions. So in
Okay.
order, I've seen Iron Man, the other things I said. Okay.
Iron Man, then Captain America: Winter Soldier, which you liked,
I thought it was okay.
and then Guardians, and then Spider-Man. So you've seen
The Spider-Man.
4 of like 20 movies.
Yeah. Not a bad batting.
I mean, it's a bad bat. If that were your actual batting average, it would be a poor batting average.
Wouldn't be terrible.
You'd be batting, what, 200?
Yeah, it's fine. I'd like to see you bat better than 200 in the major leagues.
Well, they won't have me back.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have said all those things to the press.
What was your question?
Number 1. I've heard a rumor that Captain America has turned bad. Is this the case? And if so, what made him turn bad?
What, are you out of your fucking mind?
What?
Captain America didn't turn bad.
That's what
Who told you this?
in Spider-Man
Uh-huh.
Homecoming, that was
Yeah.
the name of the movie.
Yeah.
The gym teacher, Hannibal Buress, said he was a war criminal.
Yeah.
And then I knew that I saw a thing where Spider-Man kept talking about how he stole his shield.
Yeah.
So one of them is bad.
No. Captain America, he's not a war criminal, but he's a wanted man right now. He's on the run from
Okay.
the government.
But-
Because what?
But to the general public, he's a villain at this point.
Kind of, yeah. That happened during Civil War. That's what all that was about. Captain
And
America.
Civil War was a movie, in addition to an actual war.
In addition, and there have been other Civil Wars
Yeah, I
besides
know.
the American one.
Yeah.
Some people would say Civil Wars are the worst kind of wars. Brother
Why do you
against
say
brother.
that? Brother against brother, yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't it be brother against sister, though, huh?
Unfair
Classics.
fight.
Why?
Well,
Go into that.
You want men to beat up women? Is that your idea of a fun war,
You
Tim?
think a woman can't fight a man in a boxing match for charity?
And you also think wars are just people beating each other up.
Yeah. Right? Robots fighting each other, like battle bots.
I wish.
Yeah, that's the war of the future. That's something I could get behind.
So the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes,
Mm-hmm.
Cap's best friend.
Captain America.
Captain America. I'm calling him Cap for short.
Because he wears a hat.
He does wear a hat when he's undercover.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why they call him Cap.
Bucky got framed. Spoilers, by the way, for every Marvel movie.
Yeah,
that's already come
everybody's
out.
got to get caught up before. This is why everybody's listening. Most of the listeners are like me.
In Civil War,
These movies are dumb, but
Captain
I'm-
America the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, got set up, much like the not the one-armed man, like the fugitive, like Harrison Ford.
Right. Dr. Richard Kimball.
Dr. Richard Kimball, where he was set up and made it look like he was responsible for killing the King of Wakanda.
The Black Panther?
Yes. Well, the Black Panther's father,
Oh.
who was the king before him.
But then he became the king.
Yes. And he was the
I didn't know
Black
the Black
Panther
Panther was a
before.
king?
Yeah. The king of Wakanda.
Wow.
Well, but before this, T'Challa was the Black Panther, the warrior of Wakanda, but his father was the king. But his father, when he was a young man, was also the Black Panther.
So Captain America, I zoned out a little bit during that, Tom.
Uh-huh.
Captain America assassinated.
No, God damn it. You
Black
zoned out
Panther's dad?
completely. No. The Winter Soldier, Bucky, was blamed for killing the King of Wakanda.
Okay. The Black Panther's
The Black
dad.
Panther's dad.
Yeah.
Um,
And then Captain America somehow got implicated in this?
well, so after Avengers Age of Ultron, where
Voltron is in this?
Ultron, where an entire country basically was I don't know, kind of risen out of the ground, but then dropped, but there were a lot of casualties. The governments of the world were like, you know what? The hell with all these people. They cause more harm than good, these superheroes. We want a registration. We want
Registry.
Yeah, we want all these superheroes.
Like that registry you're on, Tom.
We want all these heroes to be accountable to governments. But Captain America, because he's a good American, was like, yeah, but what about when you're like, yeah, all right, Captain America and Iron Man and everybody else, go fight this war that is, unjust and not in America's interests. How do we say no to that? So Captain America's like, nah, I'm out. And also, you guys are trying to hunt down my friend Bucky. I don't think he actually did all that
Who
shit.
did that? Captain America, probably, right?
Captain Zemo.
Who's that?
He's a bad guy.
Okay. I regret asking that question. So
Captain America defended Bucky, and basically, a bunch of the, goody two-shoes.
Your team Cap, I can
Of
I
course.
can tell.
The Boy Scouts were like, we got to take Bucky in.
What's wrong with Boy Scouts, Tom?
They're discriminatory.
I was an Eagle Scout.
No, you weren't.
I am an Eagle Scout.
You're not an Eagle Scout.
I
Tim.
built a bench in a park.
What?
They all had to build a bench in the park to here's my project.
Tim,
It's a
did you
bench
just
that'll
build
elderly.
a bench in the park and you think that makes you an Eagle
Yeah.
Scout?
And you also had to be like, I need these guns in case the government comes for me. That's all the Eagle Scouts I know.
So Captain America defended Bucky and fought against all the people who agreed with the government, all the heroes that agree with the government, like Iron Man.
And Spider-Man.
And Spider-Man. But Spider-Man's just a kid. He was kind of roped into, Tony Stark went to him and was like, hey, man, you want to...
Who else is on Tony Stark's? I wanted to cut you off because that sentence was getting boring. Who else is on the Boy Scout team?
It's Tony Stark. It's Iron Man is Tony Stark.
Tom, Jesus.
It's Spider-Man. It is Black Widow, the Vision.
Black Panther.
No. Yes, he is on their team.
Black Widow is Scarlett Johansson?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She's from the X-Men?
No.
Okay.
The Vision.
That's who's that?
That's he's an android, like a synthetic android. That
Who plays him? Michael Chiklis.
Paul Bettany.
Really?
Yeah. Not Michael Chiklis. You're thinking of The Thing.
Yeah. How's
From
he
the
factor
old
into this?
Fantastic Four movies. He doesn't. He's a non-entity in this universe.
All right.
I think that's pretty much it. Maybe I'm missing like one or two lamos, but
Oh, wow, you really do not like this Boy Scout team.
no, because
Did they make up at the end of Civil War?
kind of they like had like a tacit agreement of like, all right,
So the Avengers, there's still a rift.
yeah.
But now, what I imagine
War
will
Machine.
happen.
War Machine was also on Iron Man.
War Machine's got a cool name, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not. I'm against war, and I don't like machines that much these days.
Yeah.
Afraid of machines, Tom.
Look, it's like
Ever since the Thrasher cut up my brother
what was the Thrasher?
on the farm.
Farm equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta be careful with the farm equipment,
Yeah.
especially one called the Thrasher. The old thrash you. If you're the only thing in its way.
So, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
answer my question about this. Who are the evildoers in this film?
In Infinity War?
Yeah. Do we not know?
No, we know.
'Cause we know
the
that-
main bad guy.
So this is going to bring the Avengers back together, right? Their tacit agreement is going to come back to be like, we're actually brothers.
Well, they kind of like at the end of Civil War, Captain America sends a FedEx box to Tony Stark with like a burner cell phone. And is like, look, if shit really goes south, give me a call. We'll.
I have a feeling I was about to.
Yeah, he's gonna have to use that phone. You'd think they'd have fancier technology, but no, it's
From
just
what
like
I understand that Tony Stark is capable of, he built Spider-Man a whole suit that does all the work for him.
not all. Come on,
I could be
Tim,
Spider-Man with that
You're
suit.
not giving enough credit to Spider-Man.
I don't know.
You never give enough credit to Spider-Man.
So
it's
who's
one
the-
of the biggest problems with you.
I know. I don't respect Spider-Man. Nobody knows how he got his powers. They've never explained it in any medium, and it frustrates me.
And all you want is somebody to get you a picture of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Give me a picture of
I've
Spider-Man.
been demanding it from my staff, Tom.
Yeah.
So who's the big baddie?
Thanos,
The
the Mad Titan.
the Silicon Valley startup that stole
No,
everyone's
you're
blood. Is that what happened?
you're thinking of Theranos, and they didn't steal everybody's blood. That's not what they're. That's not what the problem
They're
was.
like, oh, this lady stole everybody's blood.
No, that's not what it was. This lady says they have a way to test blood very simply with only a little bit of blood. But it turned out they need a lot of blood, and they were just using
hoarded
the
it
old
for
ways.
themselves.
No, they weren't hoarding it for themselves.
But
Thanos.
it's not- okay. Thanos is a man?
He's
probably?
I don't know
Probably
what.
just a mere mortal man.
No, Tim, he's from outer space.
Well,
I forget what his race is, like race of
come
alien.
on. Yeah, I wouldn't know because I don't see that kind of stuff.
Well, you would see it if you saw Thanos. Tim, he doesn't look like any man.
Yeah,
you've
sure.
ever
No,
seen.
maybe you would cross to the other side of the street, Tom. But I just think
He's gigantic and purple.
like the Grimace.
Like he's kind of a scary version of the Grimace.
The
He's
Grimace is
also-
already pretty fucking scary,
Yeah,
Tom.
he's also power hungry, just like the Grimace.
Hmm.
The Grimace, I think, was just regular hungry.
Yeah, he wanted like hamburgers.
He
and
wanted
such.
hamburgers and chicken nuggets and French fries.
Yeah, pretty much all the stuff you could get at McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
probably
all
why
the
he
stuff
hung
on
out
the
at
kids'
McDonald's.
menu.
Line. Yeah.
He was never like, give me an arch deluxe.
Well, that's a grown-up taste, Tom.
Exactly.
Tom,
Mm-hmm.
who is faster, Superman or the Flash?
Tim, oh, you dumb son of a bitch.
Will this be addressed once and for all in this film?
That is the DC universe. It's different, and the Flash is faster.
Okay.
And look, sometimes the Flash will let Superman win if it's like a race for charity, because Superman, I think can be like a real dick about it.
Right.
Like he raises more money.
Superman seems like a jerk.
Superman's not a jerk. He's the nicest man you'd ever know.
I don't know him. I know this. The nicest man I know is a man called Clark Kent, and he's a little bit befuddled sometimes.
Yeah, he makes a lot of mistakes.
He's a bit of a klutz,
Yeah.
but his heart's in the right place.
built like a brick shithouse too. That guy.
What does that even mean?
I think it just means somebody's big. You know, you would think. Well, I guess there are big doofs.
All doofs are big.
That's true.
If you're not if you're a doof who's small, what is that? A dweeb? Yeah.
Yeah, that is, That's the entomology there, huh?
Yeah, that's probably the
Dweeb
wrong
to
word for it.
doof.
All right.
Well, I'll figure it out before I start writing my doctoral thesis about.
We should talk characters.
Yes. Characters, welcome.
And this is a regular TNT we got going on. Is that TNT?
TBS, I think.
TBS. I mean,
no, I think it's TNT, and TBS is like funny.
Yeah. 8 hours of the Big Bang Theory. We know funny.
Yes.
And everybody's like, oh, nerds. Look, stop laughing at nerds. That's my lifestyle. I like talking about Microsoft.
Is that what you think the Big Bang Theory is?
Yeah.
They talk about Microsoft?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're like, yeah.
But they make jokes about it.
They're like, oh, boy, this macro isn't working for me.
Yeah. And then it's like a beautiful
well, have you
woman
tried
will come in.
updating? What?
So, all right. So this has everybody. It's got mere mortals, but with fancy technical suits, right? Like Iron Man and teams who also have fancy technical suits, like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man also has powers.
Gods, literal gods.
Like Thor, and Loki.
Space aliens.
Like Thanos and most of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. And guess what?
What?
Babes. Right? It's got all sorts of ladies in tight-fitting clothing.
And well, it's got shirtless hunks and hunks in tight-fitting clothing as well.
The hunks lose their shirts at some point?
I hope so.
All right. That's it. That's all. But do you want to go through like character by character?
Yeah, Tim. I have the list here,
and we're gonna find out like where we left them last, right?
Sure.
Because I need to know this stuff, Tom. I'm gonna go see this opening night in 4DX.
Yeah. Well, I hope you bought your tickets already. Then.
Yeah, I did.
Well, can I come?
Yes.
Great.
I got one for you too.
Oh,
we're friends, Tom.
Boy, that'd be such a nice surprise if that were true.
Did you not buy tickets?
No, I haven't
for
bought
opening
tickets
night?
yet.
Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
probably so I did the
Why did you
same
do
thing with
this?
Black Panther. I'm an idiot. Anyway.
I might... when does it come out? Thursday night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll go together. I bought tickets.
Somehow I don't believe you if you don't know when it came out.
Ben Affleck, is he going to be back in this movie,
God
or did they
damn
write
it,
about
Tim. That's DC. They're not in it.
So it's Clooney this time. Let's talk characters.
All right, Tim.
You know what my favorite slogan is?
What?
Characters welcome from the USA Network.
Yeah, Marika told you that during the break. You didn't know that.
Who's Marika?
All right.
I always assumed that was a fake name.
The first character, the first confirmed person in this movie.
Wait, there are unconfirmed people in this movie?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of mystery.
Catholics who have not...
That's not... who have not gone through confirmation?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably... I think there are some people in this movie who don't even identify as Catholic.
What? Yeah. And you expect me to go see this movie with you, Tom? I'm ripping up my tickets now.
You can walk out whenever there's a non-Catholic on screen. I know it's a very important thing to you. First person, Iron Man / Tony Stark, played by Robert Downey Jr.
Not Harrison Ford?
No, it's not Harrison Ford.
Not Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones. Is Indiana Jones in this movie?
Indiana Jones is not in this movie.
One day, though.
No.
You don't think Disney's going to do that?
No, they're not going to put Indiana Jones in Marvel movies. They don't need to.
But they will.
No,
one day they will.
Oh, Jesus, they're not going to do that. They have Disney owns
They'll put the Muppets in there too.
Disney owns the rights to like 7,000 Marvel characters. Like no joke, 7,000.
Yeah, but they're scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
No, they're not. They
Iron Man. Was he a man made of iron?
Yeah.
How does he move?
Carefully.
Okay.
So, and I told you where we last saw him. He was he had kind of made up with Captain America.
Where I last saw him, Tom?
Where'd you last see him?
Providing a suit to Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I am. He's
so
in
don't lie
Spider-Man.
to me. Don't lie to me and say that the last time we saw him was in Civil War.
It kind of was. You don't really see him in Iron. Oh, you do in Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's sitting in a limo with the boy.
Yeah, it's true.
He
gives
fixes
him the suit at the end.
The Staten Island ferry.
Yeah.
Tom,
okay.
Looks like you're a Marvel dunce, and I'm a Marvel genius.
The next person is Bruce Banner, a.k.a. the Incredible Hulk.
Played by Edward Norton.
No, played by Mark Ruffalo.
Ah.
The last time we saw him was Thor Ragnarok. He was on a ship with Thor heading back to Earth.
Oh, a spaceship.
A spaceship, yeah.
Okay. He doesn't like fracking. He's anti-fracking.
Mark Ruffalo. I think the Hulk has probably no opinion on fracking.
No.
I bet he'd probably be for it if he could do it.
Oh,
He's
the
like,
Hulk would
frack.
be the most efficient fracker
Yeah,
of
let
all.
me frack.
He'd just smash the earth,
Yeah,
and the
he'd
gas would
frack it.
shoot out.
Frack the
And
hell out
he'd
of it.
inhale it into his giant lungs and then blow it into the quarry or whatever. However, I don't know how fracking works.
Define what a quarry is.
It's got rocks in it.
Next person,
It's where Fred Flintstone works.
Natasha Romanoff, a.k.a. the Black Widow, a.k.a. Scarlett Johansson, ScarJo.
Tom, you've been on record saying some pretty awful things about Scarlett
That is
Johansson.
not true.
Do you care to reignite the feud?
I've not said anything bad about ScarJo.
Now, she's one of the Avengers.
She's one of the Avengers.
Are these all the Avengers? Are all
so
of them?
far, these are Avengers.
Okay.
She has no powers, but she's very good at fighting.
Okay. She seems like a liability then.
Sometimes she
everybody's
is.
like
She's
shooting
always
like energy
beams.
beams,
Yeah,
yeah.
they clip her with one of those. She's done.
Yeah.
How'd
How'd she get in? How'd she fall in with this bad crowd?
she was like working undercover, kind of.
Like an Alias situation.
Yeah.
Did they base her off of?
They didn't base her off of Alias. She was last seen in Civil War. She's in Thor Ragnarok, but via like hologram.
so that doesn't count.
But in Civil War, she switched sides at one point. So
I'm
she's
regretting all
you
this.
gotta watch out
maybe
for
we
her.
don't talk about the last time we saw them.
Loki, you know who Loki is?
He's the mischievous brother.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston, Taylor Swift's ex.
Cool.
Steve Rogers.
Wait, Loki is Thor's brother.
Yes.
He's a real
He's a
scoundrel, I
trickster.
thought.
Yeah.
But
The
he's
god
good
of
now?
mischief.
He's good?
No, he's always like pretending he's good, but he's a bad guy. Rumor
so
has
is he like
it,
a liability on this team? Why would they
he's
be
not
like,
on the
join our
team. I'm just
squad?
telling you who's in the movie.
Okay.
And the rumors are that he dies pretty early on in
Well, you
Infinity
shouldn't
War.
say that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm just telling you a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not.
You're ruining the movie for people.
I'm not ruining the movie.
You're ruining the movie
Just
for all
put
these
two
idiots
and
who want
two
to see the
together.
movie.
Steve Rogers, Captain America.
Cap. Wearing his trademark hat.
Yeah. But he ripped the star off his outfit because he hates the troops.
He does hate the troops.
He does hate the troops. That's, from what I understand, there's a long monologue where he talks about how he hates the troops, even though he was formerly the troops.
Yeah, but in what he viewed as a just war.
World War II.
Right.
The really big one. Thor.
What front did Cap fight in?
He fought
World
in
War
the
II?
German theater.
Do you think that's...
He did not fight in the Pacific.
If you
to the
were
best of my
a war
knowledge.
veteran, Tom, and I know you're not, stop. That's your stolen valor situation is really.
If I'm not a veteran, why am I wearing this suit?
Yeah, I know. It's to get discounts at bars, and I'm against it, Tom. If you were a real life like World War II veteran, and then
you were frozen in ice for a
no,
long time.
no, and then like they're like, "This is Captain America. Hello, welcome to Captain America. This man was the one that won the war for America." Wouldn't you be like, guys, no, I was the guy there, and like my friends were killed in this war, and now this comic book is like, nah, they didn't do it. This fucking magical man did it. Wouldn't you be like, it's kind of...
No, I think I understand. Even if I was like an elderly World War II veteran.
No, but I mean like in like, when did they introduce him? The 60s?
No, he was introduced during World War II.
Yeah, so, I just think it's like...
There's no way to prove that that wasn't what happened.
You're right. Imagine you were watching Saving Private Ryan, and like just in the background, Captain America was
throwing
there.
a shield.
Yeah, but like it was in that first scene where it's all chaos on storming the beach in Normandy. Was Captain America meant to be there, Tom?
I don't think he fought at Normandy.
Coward. In my book, anyone who didn't storm the beach at Normandy, coward. Not true, Tom. Not true. I respect the troops.
Well, Tim, World War II veterans make up a significant portion of our listenership.
I don't care if they're listening or not, Tom.
Wow.
They deserve our respect either way.
You said you were like, we can't piss them off.
Yeah,
because they make up too much of the audience.
Yeah, well, they do. But also, even if they did.
But that's why you're trying to identify with them, saying like, hey, I know it wasn't Captain America. It was you guys.
Yeah, you're the real heroes.
Clint Barton / Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he shoots arrows.
A lot of controversy because he's not in any of the trailers and he's not on the poster.
But we're sure he's in the movie?
But he's in the movie.
How do we know this?
He said, I'm in the movie. Put me in the movie.
That could just be a self-aggrandizing
No, like there are set pictures and stuff. We know he's in the movie.
So why do you think that's controversial?
Well, because people are like, why aren't you including Hawkeye? Because people like Hawkeye, but Hawkeye kind of stinks. So that's maybe why they're not including him.
I saw Ant-Man, too. No, Ant-Man 1.
Yes.
But I also saw Ant-Man.
Okay.
I just wanted to correct the record from earlier. Is Ant-Man in this movie?
Ant-Man is not confirmed in this movie.
But some people suspect he might be.
He might be, sure.
He's probably too small to be picked up on the camera.
He could be in every scene and we wouldn't even know it.
Maybe he gets in the bad guy's shoes and he's going, "Woo!"
What stinks in here?
No. He's tickling the
he's
bad guy with a
tickling
feather,
Thanos.
with a tiny feather.
The tiny feather, which he's also shrunk down.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, man, now he's distracted him long enough for Cap to punch him in the face, or the Black Widow to do that.
Black Widow punching Thanos nothing would really even happen. She'd probably just break her hand.
Thanos' henchmen.
Peter Quill, a.k.a. Star-Lord, a.k.a. Chris Pratt. From the Guardians of the Galaxy. Wanda Maximoff, a.k.a. Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth Olsen, the sister of
Martha
twins.
May Marlene.
What?
I don't know, what's that movie she was in where she was in a cult? Do you remember that movie?
No, I didn't see it.
You don't watch actual movies.
I watch these movies. This takes up all my time. Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. He's back. They got him a new arm in Black Panther.
Okay. All these guys are in like all these movies?
Not all of them. I'm telling you, all of them are in this movie, but maybe not some of them.
Right.
Stephen Strange, Doctor Strange.
I saw part of Doctor Strange in the barbershop when I was waiting to get my hair cut.
Really, like, cut it like that. Give me that goatee.
No.
I
don't think Doctor Strange appeared in the part that I saw. He's a good guy.
How quick of a haircut was this? He's in almost every scene of that movie. He might be in every single scene.
You don't know.
I do
that
know.
Movie's
I
like
saw
3 hours long, I bet.
There's not enough. There's not like 20 minutes in the middle of Doctor Strange where Doctor Strange isn't in
Tom, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Do you think I was paying attention?
It sounds like you weren't.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and people are excited because with him and Robert Downey Jr., two Sherlock Holmeses.
Oh, riveting.
The Vision, Paul Bettany.
Who was the
You
one?
can bet me that he'll be in it.
I'll bet you that he's in it.
Yes, you can bet
No,
me.
you already told me. You've seen.
You can bet on me.
I would be a fool to engage in any sort of gambling about the facts of this movie with you, Tom.
Yeah. Thanos, played by Josh Brolin. Then we start getting into. Look, I didn't organize the order of this list.
Why didn't you?
Too much trouble. But we're getting into some B-list people here. Maria Hill, played by Kobe Smulders.
Oh, she's How I Met Your Mother.
Yes, she is how you met my mother.
She was the titular role of How I Met Your Mother.
The character Wong, played by Benedict Wong.
Okay.
He's a friend of Stephen Strange, another Benedict. 2 Benedicts, 1 movie. Can you believe it? It's happened already. Doctor Strange. Gamora, played by Zoe Saldana.
She was
Saldana.
in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
I saw that movie.
Nebula, played by Karen Gillian.
Why are we doing this part?
Groot, played by Vincent Diesel.
And as Groot. Is Vincent Diesel a bad man?
Well, he is if he has The Rock.
The Rock doesn't like him, but guess what?
But The Rock knows what's cooking all the time.
No, he can smell what's cooking, but he doesn't know much.
So you're saying he can smell what's cooking, but he doesn't know what it is.
No. Wait, can you smell what The Rock's cooking? No, he does the cooking. We do the smelling.
Yeah, but so he knows what he's cooking.
You don't know that.
But so you're saying
maybe he's just got a
that The
packet
Rock's
of
cooking
sludge.
something if he's not really looking at it, but he's asking everybody, "Can you smell what I'm cooking?"
Yeah, and he's like, "Can you help me out?"
Maybe that's
yeah.
why
Can
he's
you help me
asking.
identify what this is?
I have no sense of smell due to a wrestling accident. Can you smell what I'm cooking?
Yeah, please
Is it
tell
too
me.
much? Too much paprika? Is this going to be too spicy? Please just tell me if you can smell what The Rock is cooking.
Do you think The Rock, if you sat down with The Rock in a personal situation,
Yeah.
he'd be kind of a jerk to you, right?
He'd blow me off almost immediately. That's a guy who's always got more important places
But
to
let's
be.
say for some reason he's having a cup of coffee somewhere, and then I don't know the circumstances, but like somebody brings you into the room and is like, "Hey, just wait here for a few minutes." Like if you're in a waiting room, together, and
At
then
like a hospital.
no,
Both of our loved ones have been in
yeah,
an
no,
accident.
not that kind of shit. There's something a little less dire.
Okay. Maybe we both go to the same doctor.
Exactly. Not even doctor. Let's say dentist.
Is
so
he eating?
No. Why would he be eating?
He has to eat a lot of cod to keep up his protein.
Yeah, but not at this point. He's already eaten his cod.
Okay. So he kind of stinks.
No, I bet he's got breath mints. And
I bet he's got like lavender breath. It's probably really nice, but it's not mint, not like you would think.
Yeah, that makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. But like, if you said like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like, do you think he'd be like, "Hey"?
It doesn't matter. Maybe.
Yeah,
he'd
no,
say
but
that.
he would. Do you think he'd just go, "Hey"?
Yeah, he'd be
go
on his
back to his-
phone. He'd be tweeting and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
it's
like,
weird.
looking at
Like,
meetings.
is there any moment where he's just like a normal person these days?
You don't get to be the #1 movie star in the world by being a normal person.
It's kind of sad though, right? Like, is there
A
ever a
little
point
bit.
where you could turn off?
He could come on this show. He could turn off.
No, I'd want him on. If The Rock is listening, don't think you can come on this show and just relax. We're gonna keep you on your toes.
Man, he had his phone out. He was like, "I'm gonna tweet these guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come on their show." But then he was like, a brief respite was all I was looking for.
Sorry, that's
But
not
alas.
the show that we do here. You'll knock our heads together like 2 coconuts.
We bleed out.
Yeah.
Gamora, Dax the Destroyer, played by Dave
Dak Shepard.
Bautista.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah, from
He was-
MMA.
He had one of the 3 jokes in that hilarious Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
You do not think the first Guardians is funny.
Guardians
Which
of
I'll
the
agree.
Galaxy. Everybody's like, oh, it's so funny. There were 3 jokes in that whole goddamn movie. Low bar for humor in this thing.
Have you seen? You haven't. Thor Ragnarok?
No, and I'm not going to say, oh,
Thor,
no, that's actually funny. Yeah,
Thor
It
Ragnarok.
had 5 jokes
It's
in
a
its
legitimately
3.5
movie.
hour running time.
It's one of the best recent Marvel movies. Maybe my favorite Marvel movie.
Wow, what an interesting opinion, Tom.
Rocket,
wow, what an outside of the box.
Shut the hell up. Rocket Raccoon, played by Bradley Cooper.
BC!
Yeah. But he doesn't. He just shows up for a day. He's like, what am I saying?
No, he wears the costume.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
No, because it's James Gunn's brother wears the costume on set.
Somebody wears the costume? It's just James Gunn's brother, a baby?
It's like a green screen deal. A green suit.
That's messed up, man. That's nepotism.
All right. Do you want to be the green screen Rocket Raccoon?
Yeah, of course. I'd get to say 1/3 of the jokes in the whole movie. You know what that amounts to? 1 joke.
Mantis, played by Pom Klementieff.
They should have Benedict Cumberbatch play Mantis. He looks like a praying mantis in real life. Cumberbatch.
It'd be confusing to people
Why?
to have one actor playing 2 roles.
It happens in a lot of movies, Tom.
It doesn't happen a lot of you're
Twins.
That's not how.
Yeah.
No. That's 2 actors.
The Parent Trap.
No, they're just
That's-
switching brains.
No, The Parent Trap.
What's a Parent Trap? What's that? Oh, they find like a hobo that looks
Haley
like...
Mills, and then later on, Lindsay Lohan.
Who plays 2 roles?
Both of them.
Oh, yeah. She's a twin.
Yeah, happens all the time. Adaptation.
Yeah, also twins.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be
The
confusing.
Social Network.
Yeah. Take it back. Say that it wouldn't be confusing.
Take it back. It
and
wouldn't
guess
be
what? Doctor
confusing.
Strange would have his goatee.
Yeah.
The Mantis would be painted green without a goatee. If you can't tell those guys apart, I don't know what to tell you.
The Collector, played by Benicio del Toro.
Star of Traffic.
Yeah. Hong Kong. Meow.
Can I tell you something about Ant-Man?
Okay.
That wasn't very funny either, and I wanted it to be funny.
It had like a couple of jokes, but yeah, it wasn't a comedy.
It had the same joke 6 times when it was like, look how big this Thomas the Tank Engine toy is.
Look, they had production troubles. They had to
I feel
rely on
bad.
Thomas
Oh, yeah.
the Tank Engine.
That's true.
You should feel bad for them.
Well, no, you know what? I just had such high hopes because they were like Adam McKay and Paul Rudd
Yeah.
rewrote this thing. And it was like, oh, cool. Like 2 of the funniest people in the world. And it's like, but they forgot to put any jokes in.
Well,
what? They did.
All right.
And you know what else? They were like, they went into a hotel room. And,
Yeah.
what?
Why
Why'd
didn't they
you
go
have to
in
go
an
to a
office?
hotel room? Like, or go to one of your houses?
They were
Like,
both kicked out by their wives.
wow.
Yeah.
Working too much, probably.
They were like, is this Ant-Man or me?
Wow. And they chose Ant-Man.
They chose Ant-Man and each other. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland.
Wait, we're not even sure if he's in this thing?
No, he isn't. I'm giving you confirmed.
okay.
These are all confirmed.
But you went B-list here.
Yeah, but now I'm going back to A-list, baby. A+.
Who?
I told you, Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
So why did you structure the list this way?
I didn't structure this list. That's why I
Well,
told
why
you.
didn't you just
it's
amend it a little bit?
Problematic list. I didn't need to amend it. I just gave you the, I don't know what order this is in. It's not a great order. Sam Wilson, Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie, who's in Ant-Man. That confused you, I remember, a lot. So you know who Falcon was.
Yeah, there was
you
20
were
minutes
like-
of that movie where some other guy was there
It's
that
like
had nothing to
5
do with the
minutes.
rest of the whole movie.
And you could figure out he was at the Avengers
I
training
wasn't paying
facility.
attention.
That he's an Avenger.
I don't like it. It's like, oh, this is surely going to be funny. Nope, wasn't.
T'Challa, a.k.a. Black Panther,
Yeah,
played
why wasn't
by
he number
Chadwick
1 on the
Boseman.
list? Clearly.
Because I told you, this list is screwed up.
He's the biggest star right now.
Yeah, by far. Okay. I think that's how you pronounce her name, but played by Danae
Ooh, you're really having some trouble.
Guerrera from The Walking Dead.
Is Tia
She
Carrera
plays
in this movie?
Michonne on The Walking Dead. Tia Guerrera is not confirmed for this movie.
Playing Cassandra.
Scott Lang, Ant-Man, Paul Rudd.
He is
He
in
is
it?
confirmed, yeah.
Wow, Tom.
There it is.
Man, a twist. This was a twist ending. Do you think he's gonna be like he's gonna be like the crux of everything?
I don't think so.
Like everything's gonna revolve around Ant-Man's story.
No, but there might be like a thing where they go into the subatomic level.
Yeah.
But
We all hope that.
Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out after this movie, but before the fourth Avengers movie, which is confusing.
Why
So
is that
it's
confusing?
like, well, because timeline-wise, nobody really knows how that movie's going to fit in. If it takes place actually between these two movies, or if it takes place before. Probably takes place before.
Why do you say that?
Because like some big changes are going to be happening in this movie.
So what?
Well, they're going to have to incorporate those changes.
And how do you know that bit? Yeah, you know what? They probably like all talk to each other.
No, I don't think so.
Paul Rudd and Adam McKay just went back into a hotel room and wrote a script and then cut all the jokes out.
No, but like the same way that Spider-Man Homecoming takes place after the events of Civil War, but kind of no, but also after Black Panther. Black Panther takes place like more immediately after Civil War. James Rhodey Rhodes, War Machine, played by Don Cheadle. That's the guy whose name you liked. Shuri, played by Letitia Wright. She is Black Panther's little sister. And she's a gadget guru. And she's like the same age as Spider-Man. She's also a teenager.
How many more names do you have to read?
M'Baku, played by Winston Duke. Also from...
Call me when it's Winston Churchill, right?
It's not going to be Winston Churchill.
Right. Call me when this movie's darkest hour.
And
the real Infinity War.
The last confirmed person in this movie, Tim? Stan Lee.
Am I not allowed to say anything about Stan Lee?
You can say something about Stan Lee.
That sad story came out about him.
Yeah. But if you want to be mean to him right now,
I don't want to be mean to him.
Kick a 95-year-old man while he's down.
Look, we all heard about what Stan Lee has done. Right?
I don't think that's what the story was about.
No, that story was about what was done to him, and that was unconscionable.
Yeah.
But,
Stan Lee's stolen a lot of credit over the years.
He peaked in Mallrats.
Rumored people. I'll go through this quick.
How pissed do you think Kevin Smith was where he's like, I thought I had this great cameo for the ages, and then it turns out he's going to be in like 40 other movies. Probably not that pissed, huh?
Emily Van Camp's Agent 13. That's a friend of Captain America.
Okay.
Michael Douglas's Hank Pym.
Yeah, I know him.
Evangeline Lilly's...
What do you think his hands feel like?
Evangeline Lilly's Hope Van
Vaseline?
Dyke.
Like they're coated in Vaseline?
The Hank Pym or Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas.
Why would his hands be coated in Vaseline?
He just looks like a guy whose hands would be like, why did I shake his hand? Why was his hand like that?
Zandaya's Michelle, or like Mary Jane.
Here's what Zendaya?
Zendaya or Zendaya? Okay.
Tom, I worked at a place where I had to talk about Zendaya frequently, and for a while I was saying Zendaya, and like I thought I was gonna get murdered by people.
Well, why didn't you fix how you said it earlier then?
Because she was just kind of like a person that was like, "Hi, Spider-Man," and then like walked away.
Yeah,
a couple times.
Well, she's gonna be the new Mary Jane, the Spider-Man's longtime love. But they were like trying to do a misdirect, even though everybody right away was like, "Oh, is Zendaya gonna be Zendaya gonna be Mary Jane?" And they were like, "No."
You always get so mad when like when people making movies and TV shows are like, hey, why don't you like just let us tell the story and we're not going to like give away plot points when you ask us.
Well, because I think things like that, when they're keeping it a secret, when it's an adapted work and it's like, we know that there's eventually going to be a Mary Jane.
So just let them tell the story. Don't ask them the questions. They should stop putting themselves out there. I don't care.
No more trailers. Marissa Tomei's Aunt May.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Gwyneth Paltrow's Pepper Potts.
Yep.
John Favreau's Happy Hogan.
Yeah. If he's not in this movie, he's got a raw deal, huh?
Idris Elba's Hemdale. And Stalin Skarsgård's guards. Dr. Eric
You were
Selvig.
bad at reading and pronouncing names.
Yeah.
What's he from?
He's from Thor. He is the doctor that helps Thor sometimes when he has...
He's a Skarsgård?
Yeah, I think he's the original Skarsgård.
There's like
Yeah.
18 of those
They
guys.
all come from him, though, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
He spawned all of them.
Yeah. Stellan. How do you say that name? It's like a Swedish name. Stellan?
Sure. Stellan.
Stellan. So, and those are the rumored people.
Okay. Well, that was very boring at the end there.
Are you excited to see this movie?
What do you think? Okay, what are your predictions for what's going to happen?
They're going to kill Captain America.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think Iron Man, they're going to get rid of him? Like, Robert Downey Jr.'s like, all right, I'm going to take my $1 billion and get back into drugs.
I think they're going to kill a lot of people, but I also
they'll
think...
come back and all that.
Yeah, I
shit.
think...
Oh, there'll be a hologram. But
No. I think Avengers 4, they're going to use the time stone to go back in time and like maybe change stuff. But I think they're going to kill people in 3, but in 4 they're going to go back in time to like fix things, but there's going to be some like, well, unfortunately though, Cap, we can't
Right.
change what happened to you. So you're going to get like kind of 2 goodbyes. I think Loki's going to die. I think Captain America's going to die. Iron Man, maybe.
Iron Man's just going to run right off into the sunset, right? They're not going to kill him.
No, they've like kind of did that with Iron Man 3. They were
tell
like,
you,
he's
Tom,
going to ride off.
When Robert Downey Jr. leaves this this franchise,
Hawkeye's going to die too. Maybe Vision.
they're not going to kill Iron Man.
Loki's going to die. I already said that.
Okay, I'm not clear on who Loki is. And he's a bad guy, you said.
Yeah.
He's a trickster.
Good
He's
riddance.
No good.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. That's what I'll say in the theater when it happens. I'll
So-
yell it out.
All in all, we give Avengers Infinity War 2 thumbs up.
Yes, the best movie I've ever seen.
Must see.
The longest movie yet. The longest Marvel movie.
Oh my God, really?
Of course it is.
How long is it going to be?
5 hours.
No, really.
No, it's like 240-ish, I think.
Jesus Christ.
You're getting your money's worth.
No, it's too much. I watched that last Spider-Man movie, Tom. I had to watch it over 2 days
Wow.
because I fell asleep because it got so boring in the middle. It was still the best Marvel movie I've seen.
Well, we'll go see this one in 4DX.
Yeah, Thursday
and
night.
now you won't be able to sleep because the dang chair shakes you around and
raining.
spits in you and stuff.
Yeah.
Not in you, on you.
If
you
wanna
like
go
this
see this movie, you get it'll spit in your mouth. Captain America, you love this movie. Captain America spits in your mouth.
Yeah, at one point in the movie, they tell everybody to open their mouths. If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgte.com. You can check out our sponsors. No, our Facebook. Facebook.com.
What happened to you,
Guide.
Tom?
You can follow us on Twitter at Complete Guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me at your pal Tim.
And you can support the show by supporting our sponsors. Also by going to tcgt.com/Amazon for our Amazon links where we get a kickback. And tcgt.com/pledge for our Patreon where you can get all kinds of fun bonuses like weekly mini episodes of all different sorts and varying quality.
All great quality. Last week, everybody got a free live show from us.
That's true, yeah. Our NYC Podfest show
I don't know if you listen to it,
exclusive to Patreon.
I inserted some of my commentary after the fact.
After the whole episode?
No, throughout the episode.
Oh, that's annoying.
What? I stopped the proceedings because a lot of it was visual, Tom.
So,
and also I wanted to explain some context.
Did you make me seem worse than I am?
No, I made you seem even better.
Wow.
I cut out most of what you said, so you're welcome. You said some pretty dangerous and inflammatory things on stage.
I did not. Said them all backstage afterwards.
Yeah.
To anyone who would listen. And a lot did.
The most recent thing that people got was us talking more about comic books, Tom.
Yeah.
Which, full disclosure, we haven't recorded yet.
But we will.
But has already been released. What? This is like...
what, do we have the time stone?
Yeah, what is this? The way that Black Panther takes place before Spider-Man Homecoming, but also between both of the most recent Avengers movies.
All right, we'll see you next week.
I watched the first 5 minutes of the first Avengers movie, and boy howdy, I did not like it. And I was like, well, I had to watch 4 more hours of this?
4 more hours?
Yeah, the movie's like 4 hours long.
Oh, it's like 2 hours long. Wow, everybody's... wow, what a interesting man. He was bored by the Avengers.
Pretty interesting, Tom. I also wear glasses.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.